Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Las Vegas. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Going bell to bell with the best in professional wrestling news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises from inside the squared circle. Now, let's get to all the exciting pro wrestling action and bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
All right, everybody. Happy WrestleMania. I think. And I'll tell you, crazy weekend here in Vegas. We're going to bring what we've got to you. And yeah, I'm trying to make some adjustments. All sorts of crazy things happening with me too. You know? Of course, it didn't help. I left my phone charger at home. I had to turn around and I lost a critical 10 minutes. Not helpful. But we're going to have a great time today here on the Mark Hoke Show. So let's bring the boys in. And before we bring the boys in, I should mention Rick Ucchino from Sports Illustrated's The Takedown is going to call into the show in hour number 2 for about 15 minutes. So be ready for that. Good friend of the show, Rick Ucchino. So first, from the Netherlands, the hinterlands. I don't know where he's from. The part's unknown. Phil Stamper.
Maryland. There's land.
There's land.
There's a land.
It ain't so merry sometimes, though. Stupid cops. I got pulled over twice in 8 days back when in my 20s.
That seems about right.
Yeah, I had a Pennsylvania plate on, which explained a lot. But so Phil Stamper here, and we're also going to bring in our good friend who got to enjoy WrestleMania yesterday. He is the Haymaker, Eric Hay. What's going on, sir?
Good morning, guys.
Yeah, you gotta mute that mic. I got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good morning, guys.
Yeah, there we go.
Sorry about that.
Now, but sort of your fault, sort of my fault. We'll both take the blame. All right. A lot going on this week. I'm going to start with the fun stuff.
Okay.
I want to start with the fun stuff that happened.
All right.
Fun is good.
I can't start with the real start of the week because we're going to get to that later with the new AEW World Champion. In case anybody forgot, because it's WrestleMania weekend.
I have comments on that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. But I had a great time. I want to thank WWE for having us out.
Yes.
Having just a blast. Media days, guys. Media days. Got to meet quite a few WWE superstars. And actually I went to an event. First thing I did was I went to a meet and greet and got to meet Natty. Oh, my heart. Be still my heart. TJ Wilson's the luckiest guy in the world, I swear to God.
No pun intended there, by the way.
Yeah, but had a lot of fun out there. Getting a little extra Minute Maid, passing around the punch. I don't know what was in the punch, but it was fun. But I got to meet Natty. Then go out to media days. Got to do a bunch of interviews. Met Alba Fire. Met Kit Wilson.
Toxic.
Yeah, he's toxic. But he mentioned that Elton Brand is still on the shelf and not anywhere near coming back, which is a real shame. I had a very interesting interview with the Motor City Machine Guns guys, who, of course, when they came into WWE, in their second match, won the championship, and we haven't seen much of anything from them lately. So it was an entertaining discussion, kind of working around that a little bit without them saying something they probably don't want to say. So, but that interview is up as well. Raquel Rodriguez, who promised there wasn't going to be any hijinks and shenanigans.
She's a heel. Heels lie.
She's so nice and she's so beautiful. How can a woman like that lie? Oh, that's pretty easy. But
no comment.
Yeah, but Raquel Rodriguez, Zelina Vega, also I had gotten to talk to Royce Keys. The audio kind of got messed up on that, but that was fun. He's large. He's large. I swear to God. Like I stood next to the Warlord one time in a locker room. Yeah, Royce Keys. Jeez. Oh my God. But very nice guy too. I got to see Carmelo, guys. And as you know, speaking about openly about Carmelo not being on the WrestleMania card, fun thing happened. He saw me in line waiting to get to him. And he's like, "You're the guy that said all those good things about me." Yeah. And he said, "Yeah, I saw you tag me before the show, and I was really scared to listen to it. But thanks." I was like, "That's cool." So we talked about all that in the interview. It's up on YouTube and our other socials. And guys, I gotta play this one real quick. It's fast, I promise. But
like a Mania match?
Wow. But guess who I get to meet? Who did I get to meet, Phil? Do you know? Did you see on social media who I got to meet? He's very evil.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Danhausen. Let's hear from Danhausen real quick, everybody.
Hi, Mark Hoke. How you doing? Danhausen.
Yes.
Is Las Vegas a good place to get teeth?
I guess people are losing their teeth quite a bit. They're probably, owing some people some monies from the gamblings of some sort, and maybe they got to get rid of their teeth. I don't know. I've not found any, though.
I'll help.
You'll help?
I'll help.
All right. Get me some teeth, and we'll call it, well, we don't have to call anything even, because you've done nothing for me yet.
Well, I'll work on it.
All right, please.
But would you please tell everybody what happens when they don't listen to the Mark Hoke Show?
Oh, yeah. You are cursed.
Thanks. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Danhausen. That guy, and I kid you not, that was part of a large scrum of people that after he did a couple of podcasts got swarmed, absolutely swarmed. And we have a lot of that up on our socials. So if you want to hear him go rapid fire with everybody asking him some of the goofiest questions you're ever going to hear, he did an amazing job, fellas. He really did. He's been everywhere. He was on the Goodyear blimp. Did you guys see that? He rode the blimp.
Yes,
I did see that.
he's very marketable right now.
Oh my God, Danhausen is something else. But yeah. So I got to see Danhausen.
I am half expecting him to come out of the inside Snickers blimp. Like, I feel like that's like a tease of like, we're going to see Danhausen like rappel down from a blimp or something.
Oh, let's not do that. That thing's it's not as big as you think it is. I mean, I suppose he could fit in there, but I don't think it would float. I don't think, but yeah. So had an awesome time media days. And also got to go to House of Glory show, which was amazing. And Phil, I wanted to ask you about this guy because you probably know about him a lot more than I do. Their champion, Charles Mason.
Yeah.
Friend of yours or not?
How do I word this? He is all right. The first time I met him in person, it was when him and Steve Macklin had a street fight match in Philadelphia that literally went into the street and went into an unsuspecting car that was just driving along the roadway.
Really?
Wow.
That was my in-person introduction. I had known him, I'm using air quotes, known him online before then. And he is brutal, he is sadistic, and he revels in the joy of others' pain that typically he's delivering.
He kicked off his match with Michael Oku by beating the crud out of Oku. And I don't know, unfortunately, I don't know who the woman was that was Oku's manager. But he went over to her, got on her, and dragged her by her hair halfway across the ring. And this is just the start of the match. I'm like, whoa. But that guy, I want to give him a lot of credit because he takes that heel persona to a high level.
He's intense.
He is. And if you never seen me, he kind of reminds me of a smaller Matt Raywald, just little thinner build, but kind of a pale, but just the expressions and everything that he does is, as you said, Phil, done with intensity.
Mm-hmm.
That guy's got a future. Of all the indie guys that I saw, he stood out the most to me. So I want to give him credit on the air. Great job. Great job. But I want to thank House of Glory.
He didn't come near you, right? He didn't like choke you out at some point.
No, I was up in and I'll tell the story real quick. So I met the promoter of the House of Glory, who actually took me up to the VIP section, which was awesome. I'm sitting up there. Meltzer's up there. D'Lo Brown. Scott D'Amore was in there. I didn't get to say hi to Scott. He had a bodyguard kind of dude, sort of. That was a strange interaction. But Zilla Fatu, after his match, came up, and he had a great match with Brody King. Amazing Red and Bandito. Wow. You can check that one out online. Do it. Amazing Red was phenomenal.
Always is.
Unbelievable work by him. So great time at House of Glory, and then got to go to Bloodsport for Josh Barnett's show, which is apparently going to be the last one for a while, and I'm kind of sad about that. But Natty and Shayna, as expected, put on a brutal battle. Loved every second of it. But that's kind of a shame that we may not be seeing Bloodsport for a while, fellas. A little upset about that.
It is, but we don't know what Josh Barnett has going on in the future for right now.
That's true too.
Yeah. So we'll see. But the one show I was regretting that I didn't watch, because after Bloodsport was Joey Janela's show. And boy, the videos that were coming out of that. A ton of people interfering in Sandman and Invisible Man's match, including Mick Foley got into that thing. Brody Lee Jr. had his first match with Janela. There was just all sorts of crazy stuff that happened there. So that's one that I really regret missing. But congratulations, Brody Lee Jr. for going out and doing a good job too. And Phil, I don't know if you got to catch any of that, but pretty cool.
Just little bits and pieces, and I saw a statement from his mom, and she's so proud and happy and thankful for everybody's support.
Yeah. So just so much going on here in Las Vegas for WrestleMania outside of the actual day of. Great time in the Legion Stadium. Or was it? We're gonna talk about it.
Yes and no.
And Phil, did you get to watch, by the way?
I did.
Okay, so I'm going to be interested to hear your perspective too, because Eric and I were in the building last night, so we'll be able to kind of hit that side of it. Interesting night, and I tell you what, we'll just take a break and come back, and we will talk about it. And whoever's having their computer go deedle, please kill it. All right. We will see you on the other side of the break here on the Mark Hoke Show. It's the best in pro wrestling. Odyssey app, AUDACY. You can get it there. And we're live streaming right now, everybody. Mark Hoke Show. Just find us. YouTube and Facebook. We got a whole lot more coming. Stick around. We'll be right back.
We're here with Chuck, founder of Dollar Loan Center. It looks like you have locations all over Southern Nevada.
Yes, sir. Over 25 area locations. You never have to travel far in Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, Henderson, Pahrump, Mesquite, or Laughlin to find a DLC. But the best part is saving the drive altogether and applying from the comfort of your couch at don'tbebroke.com.
I kind of like stopping by.
Good call, and it's really worth the drive. We've been processing our $5,000 short-term loans over 28 years, and our customers just love doing business with the DLC. In nearly every instance, we're around half the cost of the payday and title lenders.
Founded in Las Vegas over 28 years ago, DLC lends up to $5,000 in minutes. Stop by any of our 25 nearby locations to meet our real friendly staff. You can also apply over the phone or online at don'tbebroke.com.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go, but I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there, providing hot meals, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding.
To learn more, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 Biggie bundle. The eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 Biggie bag. And the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 Biggie Bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. $4, $6, and $8 Biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in California and Hawaii.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case, Skyrizi Risankizumab Riza can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Control is everything to me.
Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI.
1015 FM KDAWN. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
All right, let's get back to it. Phil Stamper fixing his hair on the live stream.
Yes, exactly. That's all I was doing.
Did you find it?
No.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Phil. Hey, guess who's here, by the way? Who's been hanging out with the Hardys all weekend? Real Coach Rosey.
Coach.
Coach. I got to see Coach at it. Okay, everybody's got to be peppy and perky.
Yep, peppy and perky it is. What's up, fellas? How are you?
There you go.
Good morning.
Yeah, Coach, how's your WrestleMania weekend going?
Oh, man. From here to there to everywhere. You know, the Hardys are in high demand. So we've gotten a taste of a lot of different promotions, a lot of different promoters, conventions, documentary filmings. And then last night we topped it off with the Hardy Party, which was fun.
Yeah, so there you go. Matt and Jeff Hardy, of course, successfully defended their House of Glory Tag Team Championships in a pretty wild match with the Good Brothers. The main event, I like the Lion guy. I don't remember his name. I got to look it up.
Jay Lion.
Jay Lion? Yeah. He was pretty funny.
He was.
I liked him.
I liked his roar and Matt Hardy doing the delete right back at him. That was entertaining.
That was fun. And, of course, the Righteous showed up and kind of messed up the party, but that's okay. But Coach, I'm glad you're having a good WrestleMania weekend. It was good to see you at Bloodsport.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm glad we caught the last one.
Yeah. We were just talking about that.
For now, yeah, no. It's an interesting concept. It really doesn't tickle my fancy, but you know, I can see for that niche audience that's what it's all about. That was some intense fighting we saw in there.
Yeah, there you go. And oh, by the way, thanks to Javon Campbell there. By the way, apparently he did watch my interview with Kit Wilson, who acknowledged his pearl necklace in the Hulkamaniac interview and has ambitions for the U.S. title. Kit's cool dude. I had fun with him. Very, very nice guy. All right, so let's get to WrestleMania, shall we? Shall we?
Let's.
We had a great time going in. You know, got to see a whole bunch of new people I haven't met and old friends, including Rick Ucchino, who's going to be on the show for about 15 minutes, top of the next hour, just to remind everybody about that. So we'll be coming in from Sports Illustrated.
Mike Johnson from PWI.
Yeah, we met Mike, and I met people from Fox and stuff, all sorts of stuff. We all go in, get settled in, having a great time, and the show starts. We're kicking things off with the Usos and Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and I Show Speed. And I'm expecting a high-flying, crazy, spectacular. They get 7 minutes, guys. And then the match wrapped up, and I Show Speed did the Logan Paul spot on Logan Paul where he jumps off the pole to the announce table. Some people rated it okay. Some people did not. But to me, the problem with this match and a bunch of matches on this card, guys, was they were just too short. They were just too short. That was what frustrated me for most of the evening. Eric, you were right there with me. Same feel?
Same feel. There are a number of matches where I was like, it ended. I'm like, that's it. Where's the rest of it? It felt out of nowhere. And then it just ended, and I'm wanting to watch more.
Yeah, the match times for yesterday, Usos were 7:10. Fatu and McIntyre got 14 minutes, 14:10. The women's tag match with 4 teams in at 8:35. Becky Lynch and AJ Lee, 8:15. Gunther and Seth got 15:45. Liv Morgan, that high intensity rivalry that had built up, got 9 minutes. And then Cody and Randy went 22:55. Phil, would you agree that it felt like there should have been more there?
Yes and no, to a degree. Like because at first, at the very start of the actual, not the free cast, so not the first 2 matches, not the Usos and not the Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre match, but when you started with the women's tag match, I was like, okay, fast-paced action. You could tell there was a little bit of rust or something with Paige, so I was like, okay, it's quick moving. This just needed to set the tone, like you do with a lot of events, and give that high energy. Okay, now we're gonna transition, and I was like, oh, Becky and AJ went really fast. And then Gunther and Seth, I thought they had a good amount of time. And then I thought Liv and Stephanie, it was like they just needed like another minute. Like I don't think it was even that long, but I did feel it. And since you guys were in the crowd from the home perspective, the big topic on social media especially was the amount of ads. So between the matches, there, I remember in the day there used to be all these let's show backstage segments, let's show the pre-show tape, let's show, and there was some of that, sure, but for the most part, it wasn't. It was just straight commercial spots.
Yeah, Coach, how much did you get to watch? Did you see the show?
Well, to be honest with you, I was at the Palms pool party with Megan Bain on one side and Ash by Elegance on the other, and a bunch of TNA stars and all that. So, my focus might have been elsewhere, but I've just decided to just go with this, man. I'm tired of being negative. It's not going to change anytime soon. They're going to have the ads. It's all about the money right now, the bottom line. So I can continue to be mad about the length of the matches, or I can just enjoy the spectacle of WrestleMania. And I'll have to watch it back with more of a, acute eye, but it was entertaining. It was fun. And it wasn't going to get 5 stars in the Tokyo Dome or anything like that, but for the audience that they're trying to reach, they had a good time at WrestleMania last night. They're not over here the morning after looking at a stopwatch. They're talking about seeing this action or that action, or Paige's comeback, or I Show Speed coming off the top. It's a new generation, and either we can be grumpy old men, or we can just evolve with the times and try to find the good in it.
I'll tell you, a lot of people, that's been a complaint on the social media. They had, and let's see.
Did you just say on the social media?
Yes, he did.
Sure,
Okay.
why not?
Okay.
I'm just encompassing the body of it. It's the social media, kind of like the collective, the Borg.
Nice cover.
Thank you. Approximately 1 hour and 14 minutes of ad time. That's what we're seeing there, with about 126 in-ring action. Mm-hmm. And Coach, I know you're trying to smooth that over, but there's a lot of people that aren't happy about that. But I do agree with you. For WWE, that's not going to change. And Phil, are people going to be willing to adjust to that? Are they going to be willing to stick around for a 4-hour product that's got an hour and 24 minutes of advertisements in it?
Well, it's funny because, a couple years ago, we were like, oh my gosh, this is way too long. And we were starting at 7 and going until 1. And so because of that sort of reflection, it made it feel shorter, because it was like we were on the East Coast, we were done, and it was what, 9:30? Like,
yeah.
Okay, we're finished. I felt like there was going to be some more surprises, some more to the more. Now it could be, and if this is the way they're doing it, I don't really like this per se. Is it that night 1 was a little curtailed so that night 2 felt bigger? So, like, is tonight the night that's going to feel more stacked?
Yeah, we'll see on that. Some of the things that happened, like I said, I don't know if there were that many moments per se that stood out. I think when I'm kind of looking over the card, Paige showing up, unfortunately that got leaked. Somebody got to Mike Johnson at PW Insider, and Mike put that story out. And it was really funny because when Michael Cole said, yeah, there's no way anybody knew about Paige, and then there's literally somebody holding a sign up that's saying Paige is back. Which
lucky guess.
Yeah, lucky guess. But that match, it intrigues me more from what everybody's thinking in the back. What the women that weren't on the card may have had going through their heads, because that match ended up being all about Paige. She was the center of attention in this match. Period. End of story. But boy, you got to wonder what people like Io and Natty and Tiffany and so many others that didn't get on this card were thinking, that because Paige apparently just signed this contract a few days ago. Eric, what'd you think of that? Do you think that the focus was a little too much on Paige, or was it the right thing? I mean, she probably got the biggest pop of the night.
No, she did, and everyone was waiting for her to get the hot tag. I mean, all the people were chanting for was Paige. So her return is awesome, and it's great that she's back and she's healthy enough to wrestle. But it took away from the other 7 women in the match.
Coach, what did you think of how that match turned out, with Paige being just the one that everybody focused on in that match?
2 things. One, I don't think today's generation of wrestlers hold resentments like the old guys did, where they were fighting for, ticket money and this type of stuff. They wanted their placement. I think people that wrestle today are more congenial with one another and get along, and they're all making a fat contract, so they're cool with whatever. But what else were you going to have in that match? It was kind of a boring match to begin with. You needed to have some sizzle, and the only way you were going to get any sizzle or some attention, or for anyone that really talk about that match in the future, was the return of Paige. I wouldn't have given it any thought today if it wasn't a big run-in. It could have been if the Bellas wrestled together and they won the championship, it would be just a fleeting memory. But now that match is a WrestleMania moment, and there weren't many moments to be had last night. So, Paige is the one that was bestowed that honor.
Okay, Phil, you're working in the ring. Is Coach Rosey right? Is everybody just kind of like, hey, I'm getting a check, it's cool? Or do you think it's much more hyper competitive in the back than what he's making it out to be?
I think it's a mix of all of it, to be very honest. I mean, yes, at that level, there's a little less of that, because once it's weird, because it's like once you're at that level, now you need to keep your spot. So there is a little bit of that competitiveness between each other, and like, hey, I need to have a good showing. Like when Alexa Bliss walked out, and I was like, wow, this is a cool look. Charlotte walks out. Okay, Charlotte's out doing Alexa. Okay, and it felt like there was this game of one-upsmanship almost, like right from the first walkout. But yeah, it was very, very much about Paige. And one of the things that we've seen evolve over the last couple of years with Mania is that Mania has always been a little bit more of the mainstream outreach of pro wrestling for other people outside of wrestling to come watch pro wrestling. And so you're getting less of this is the culminating storyline that ends feuds and ends battles, that it's often it's just turning the next page and it's getting ready and it's the start of a new chapter, or it's the bridge of an active storyline like we kind of saw throughout the night. And I feel that's going to be part of it.
Coach Rosey, by the way, it appears you're at the Palms, correct?
I cannot confirm or deny that, but if you can read, maybe.
The building looks a little familiar to us.
I'm just trying not to laugh because I'm hearing birds again.
Oh yeah, watch out! I'm just getting some fresh air. It's beautiful out here. They follow me.
That's hilarious, absolutely hilarious. But Eric, let me ask you this question: do you think that? I just find it strange that all of a sudden Paige gets to be the center of attention out of everybody in the women's division, and she just showed up. I mean, I'm sorry, I'd be a little chapped about that if it were me.
I'm not saying the whole women's division, that match, yes, she was the star and main focus, but you can't take away from AJ, Becky, Liv. Paige didn't overshadow Liv. She didn't overshadow Becky, and she did overshadow Becky and AJ until the referee spot with Jessica and Becky.
But here's the thing, and I'll go to Phil on this, is here's somebody who you just signed to the company a couple of days ago, and she's in the spotlight, and not just on a pay-per-view, but at WrestleMania. Doesn't that jar the system a little bit if you're one of the other performers? I mean, you couldn't use Natty, you couldn't use Maxine Dupree. There's a whole list of people that you could have thrown into that spot, and not only do you throw Paige in, but you throw her in, and she is it. Phil, did you hear me? Here, I think you muted yourself.
Sorry, my apologies. I thought you were still talking. I apologize. I'm sure there's a little bit of that, to be honest. And you know, we talked about this a year ago with Killer Cross, and hey, why isn't he on the show? But that didn't take away from the things that were on the show. And so I took more reflection of like, well, all these people who seem to like go over to the other ship and then come back, wow, they get rewarded for coming back.
Temporarily.
Right.
I'll just say that. I'll say temporarily.
Because it does make people pay attention. It makes people go, okay, what's going on? Okay, and Paige, first surprise. Well, surprise because, it was leaked earlier in the day. But for those of people who weren't online and were at the gym and doing groceries and other things throughout the day, didn't know that was going to happen. Like, oh, cool surprise.
Yeah. Not too many surprises last night, though. But I got to say this. The women just know how to really show up when they show up. And, you guys have mentioned about Charlotte and Alexa. God, they looked amazing, didn't they? I mean,
Yes.
wow. And then the Irresistible Forces come out in white demolition gear in honor of Demolition, who got inducted in the Hall of Fame. I mean, Jiminy Christmas. I did feel a little bad for Bailey and Lyra. They got left behind in that match.
Yeah, they got overshadowed.
I don't remember anything they did, Coach, and that's gonna be more frustration for Bailey, Coach.
Sounds like her career the last 3 or 4 years. It's nothing new for Bailey. She's a team player. I know she's been pulled and pulled and pulled, but if there was really something that bothered her, she'd go, she'd fight for her contract or try to get out of it or something. And I think WWE would grant that. But, I think she's just happy in her role. She's got that camp that she's running now, where she's helping women wrestlers. And I think her aspirations in the business are going to be a lot higher than winning a WrestleMania match. I think she's going to leave her mark on women's wrestling for years to come, for what she's doing right now and what she's going to be doing in the future. So she's cool.
Phil, do you think she's cool?
Yeah, I like Bailey. I like Bailey.
Oh, I like Bailey too.
Everyone does.
I was there when Bailey stabbed all the wacky inflatable tube guys. What a great night that was. Unfortunately, I had my daughter there who liked Bailey, and she was pretty young at the time. I was like, oh my God,
what's happening?
Yeah, that was a little rough to explain that. But yeah, the women had a pretty good night. Becky Lynch gets the Intercontinental title back. I win my bet with Eric. Once again, Eric's just got to learn. Don't go against me. But
he's your young boy.
Yeah. Rosey, right call?
Yeah. AJ can't make towns, or she doesn't want to make towns. So Becky's bigger. on a national level than AJ is. She's a fan favorite, but realistically, how many fans really knew who AJ was that are still WWE fans today?
Yeah, agree.
It's a whole
with that.
new audience nowadays.
Phil, Liv Morgan wins the women's championship last night. Beat Stephanie Vicaire. Two pretty phenomenal entrances, I
Yes.
will say. One, an advertisement for Liv's new song. We can't pretend that that's not the truth, but it was still pretty cool. Stephanie looked like a goddess out there when she walked up. I mean, wow. The long gown and the rose petals dropping was really cool. What'd you think of the match?
My brain, I'm so focused on what happened in the post show with Liv because she was like all over the place. Like, so my brain just keeps jumping over there. I have forgotten the match because it, like, she was so animated and so excited and so just pure energy. Corey Graves like, show me how to do the dance, and like there was so much there. The segment in the post show almost lasted longer. I think it did last longer than the match.
Yeah, the match was only about match was 9 minutes. 9 minutes. I wanted more out of that too. I just felt like that they had built that up so well. I wanted a good brawl.
I will say
really
in the
did.
moment, I didn't feel like it had been short. Looking at some of the other matches and how it all played out all together, it's like, okay, these matches were short, but I didn't feel in the moment, I wasn't taking that away. And it's funny because I also didn't realize, I mean, we haven't really talked about the Becky Lynch match yet, but I didn't feel like that was short, but there was so much happening. But it also makes sense because AJ isn't. I think AJ, like, I think she's getting her wind back.
Yeah, I agree.
Like she was getting her wind back. So I feel like if there was a way to structure this match around people who like might not be at that full caliber, but yet you're on the biggest stage for professional wrestling, this might be the way to do it.
Yeah, and Eric, I agree with Phil's sentiment about Becky and AJ. I think that one, keeping that a little bit short, and they did a really nice job. But they packed a lot in there, especially with what's going on with Jessica Carr, who is a referee, but she also wrestles, and she's has a masked identity on Evolve. So we're gonna get that match soon. But I think that one worked okay.
Yeah, no, that one was fine. It sucked that the crowd was so dead because of the high of Paige returning. And then when Jessica and Becky got into it, that's when the crowd got hyped up for it. I thought they did well for what they did. And yeah, Phil is right. They needed only a short time because AJ, again, has only had, 4 matches?
Wait, Eric, what was that? What was that sentence you just said? Phil is what?
Phil is right.
I just put that one.
He is the president of wrestling. That is for sure. All right, we got to get a break in, and guys, we do see you all in the chat box. We'll get to you, I promise, and check out some of your comments in there. But we're gonna head to the main event. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Oh yeah.
Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, Pat McAfee,
Jelly Roll,
teleporting Jelly Roll, all sorts of interesting discussions to be had about that. And by the way, Cody, we hope you're okay. If you didn't see the pictures, check those out. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back.
Making money isn't all that hard, but keeping it is tough. It's why I like having a One Nevada One checking rewards account. All I had to do was set up direct deposit with my job, and boom, I get paid 2 days early, just in time for the weekend. And when I do have to spend, I just make sure it's with my One Nevada debit card, and I get cash back. So get your money sooner and keep more of it with a One Nevada One checking rewards account.
Visit onenevada.org to learn more and open a One Checking Rewards account.
Our one focus is you.
Federally insured by NCUA.
Ready to hit the road in a new ride? One Nevada Credit Union believes your life should be rewarded. With a new or refinanced auto loan, One Nevada will let you skip payments for 90 days. You really can drive now and pay later. At One Nevada, we offer freedom from payment stress and more money in your pocket. So you spend less time worrying about financing and more time enjoying the drive.
Our one focus is you.
Check out the benefits of a One Nevada auto loan today at onenevada.org. Federally insured by NCUA, equal opportunity lender.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price as 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Because shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
Wendy's new Biggie Deals lets you choose whatever you're in the mood for. It's like a music mixing board of deals, and you're the producer. Go with some chill folk music with a JBC in the $4 Biggie Bite snack. Try the drum and bass of deals with a double stack in the $6 Biggie Bag. Or go full-on sandwich symphony with an $8 Biggie Bundle, the grand finale of snacking. And the best part? They all come with napkins. $4, $6, and $8 Biggie Deals how you want them at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case, Skyrizi Risankizumab Riza can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Control is everything to me.
Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI.
1015 FM KDAWN. You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
I'm trying to not die laughing right now because Coach Rosey is in a casino here in Las Vegas. Coach, go drop a couple bucks in there. See if you can win us something.
I know how you complain about birds. I didn't know if you'd be complaining about the music, so let me just rock out with the music on.
He's got a Little Miss Can't Be Wrong going there. Very nice. Very nice. Unbelievable. I love Coach. He's amazing. Before I get into main event, and we're going to be talking about those matches a little bit more through the show too, but Seth Rollins and Gunther, this was probably I thought was the best match of the night, to be honest with you. Good style, good timing, run in from Braun, which I have a post of that where I have a kind of an aerial view of it. You can check out on our socials. Phil, what'd you think of that one? Do you think that was the best match of the night? Tough call.
I think wrestling wise, the best match of the night I felt really was Gunther Rollins, but I feel the most entertaining one that got me like the most engaged was Becky Lynch.
Okay, I'm down with that. Eric, what did you think?
I would have to agree. Definitely wrestling wise, it was Gunther and Seth Rollins. They put on a great match, and I called it and I said Gunther wins because Braun Breaker returns and spears the hell out of Seth Rollins.
Yeah, I mean we're back to Seth and Braun, so we'll see how that turns out and where Gunther's going to go from there. That's something we'll be talking about later on the show is just how the future of some of these people after at least this night one. Coach, what'd you think of that Seth Rollins Gunther match?
Didn't watch a second of it.
Nope. Okay, fair enough.
Nope, that was Megan Bain time, full time.
Okay, I cannot blame you for that at all. Period.
Yeah.
End of story.
Coach won Saturday, by the way, just for all of us. Coach won Saturday.
Congratulations, Coach.
I mean, we can blame him, but
it's all good. So we have the main event, Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, and we'll talk more about it, but being among a large group of people that cover this stuff for a living, I was even shocked at some of the reactions that people were having up there. I won't say who it was. One person up there said it was the worst blank ending I've ever seen. He was not happy with it. I I'm walking out of there hoping there's something to tie it together tonight. And
Yeah.
if you missed what happened at the end of the match, Pat McAfee had been smashed before the match even started. He comes back out. He's in a referee's shirt after Charles Robinson, for some reason, got TKO'd by Randy, who had been getting cheered the whole match. And Pat had a chance to do a 3 count. Didn't fast count it. Cody kicks out. Randy TKO or RKO's Pat, and then Cody turns around and puts him in the crossroads, takes him out. Phil, I'm trying to give him a chance on this, but the general reaction was, "What the heck did they just do?"
Yeah.
Is that your feel for it as well?
That whole match just felt something didn't click. Something was wrong. I mean, the story.
Was it the pacing?
Well, so on commentary, the story they tried to put over was that it's been rumored all week long on social media that Randy's really been injured and his back is sore and he can't go. And I'm like, why are you telling? This is a weird story to hit. I feel like it's like Bret Hart had 104 fever. That's why he lost to Bob Backlund. Like it was very much like we need to give all the reasons as to why he's going to lose tonight. So it was like you're telegraphing this from the start for what's going to happen. And because of the cheers, I was even like, because they weren't dialing that back either. Like they wouldn't, I'm not saying they were directly pushing it, but there was things they were kind of saying on commentary to like how Randy was getting a response. And WWE is a master of audio. So I felt like they're living a lot of this in for how well Randy is being received right now too. So I felt like I felt like it was going to come down to Pat, eating some crow. I thought that odd moment, since the match was so sort of oddly slower paced, that was the fast moment when Randy turns on him. I don't think there's going to be a payoff for this tonight, because all they kept also saying was, we'll see on SmackDown what's going to happen. Like, so it's directly the plug for the next episode of SmackDown.
Yeah, and Cody gets punted after the match, and Randy was sure acting like he won the match after it was holding the belt up and everything. Cody had his appearance today canceled at WWE World because of the kick that he took. His eye is just, it's not good. But Coach, what did you think of this one? Did you have a sense of what just happened there, or did you like it? What do you think?
Well, I had the benefit of listening to a couple guys that know the industry kind of debated as the match went on, and one thing that a lot of the people that I was with were bringing up was what Phil said. Why are you bringing up the back? You are telegraphing it. That was a constant thing. The finish is the finish. People are going to like it. People aren't going to like it. I personally didn't like it. I was rooting for Cody as a fan. I enjoy Cody's character. I enjoy the all-American babyface. We don't have one. People are so supportive of the heels like I usually am, but to see a great babyface is refreshing. So I was rooting for Cody, and I'm also rooting for him to get a little darker. So there was a playback to last year's match where he didn't take the opportunity to capitalize on a nut shot. This year he did. So the story of Cody is advancing, and eventually we're going to see him in a mindset that none of us could ever imagine, and it's going to be the final evolution of Cody to the character that we've all wanted. And I think this is just one Lego piece in that journey.
Yeah, this is going to be fascinating to see where Cody ends up after all this is over, because like you said, Phil, if they weren't toning down that audio, Cody was just getting booed everything that he did. Randy was getting heavy cheers. It's a weird place. It is a weird place, especially without a true full heel turn there.
Mm-hmm. I will say they manipulated a little bit more than that on the audio. Like you did hear some of the boos for Cody, but it wasn't as prevalent as what I'm hearing that the crowd was hearing.
Oh, it was bad.
But the pops for Randy, you definitely came through.
Interesting. Well, we're going to get to talk to Ricky Chino from Sports Illustrated's The Takedown, and he'll be calling in here in just a little bit. So you won't get to see his face. I'll throw a picture up of him, though.
I'm out of here, guys. Got to go to WrestleCon.
See you,
All
Coach.
right.
Hey, Coach.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Bye.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. But we're going to be talking more about that. And see, we're not talking about Darby Allin. Yet, but we will. The new AEW World Champion, as he kind of gets a little bit of a squash on MJF. We'll discuss that and a whole lot more when we come back on the Mark Hoke Show for hour number 2, WrestleMania weekend. Stick around, everybody. More to come. We'll be right back.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show, like us on Facebook at The Mark Hoke Show, and visit markhokeshow.com to keep up with everything happening with the show. And remember to check out all of our archive shows on YouTube at The Mark Hoke Show and download our podcasts at markhokeshow.podbean.com and all your favorite podcast outlets. So join the Mark Hoke Show family today, and thanks for listening.
Dear Friday, Toyota says, let's put good times in gear with the Tundra, Tacoma, and 4Runner. Want some cool available features? We've got power tailgates to power game days and a trailer backup guide that's the champ of the ramp. Heck, we might even cancel Monday. Toyota trucks. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Visit your Southern Nevada Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
If you don't care about saving 50% off your wireless bill for the same 5G coverage the big guys are charging a fortune for, maybe you care about keeping jobs in America. Pure Talk does. They've pledged to run their entire operation from this country, including all their customer service. Or maybe you care about our nation's veterans. Pure Talk does. They've donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to America's Warrior Partnership, a fantastic organization working hard to prevent veteran suicide. Or maybe you care about closing America's skills gap. Pure Talk does. They're a proud supporter of MicroWorks. They're helping my foundation train the next generation of skilled workers. Don't get me wrong. Saving money's great, and you'll save plenty with Pure Talk. But if you want to be in business with people who share your values, dial pound 250. Say micro, and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Terribles Tuesday just got bigger. Whoa. Download the free Terribles Plus Rewards app today and enjoy a new expanded menu of 40 items to choose from every Tuesday for free. You heard that right. Absolutely free. So no matter which one of you walks in, you can guarantee that you'll walk out with exactly what you're craving. Delicious. Terribles Tuesday, exclusively on the Terribles Plus Rewards app. Your daily routine rewarded deliberately different.
The only real estate team I trust right here in Las Vegas is the Brankus team of Keller Williams Realty, the marketplace. Now, thanks for joining me today. It seems like things have slowly been moving from a seller's market to a more balanced one. So what does that mean for both buyers and sellers?
Yes, Sean, the market is shifting, and it's always shifting. With more homes on the market, the good news for buyers is that there's more choices out there. And for sellers, the home needs to look clean and sharp, and you need to hire an agent that has marketing dollars and knows what to do to attract buyers. Sean, our marketing system works, and it's worked for over 40 years.
All right, thanks for keeping us up to date. Put the most experience and the best marketing to work for you. Call the Brankus team today at 702-456-5959, online at thebrankusteam.com. That's thebrankusteam.com.
License number BS16186. Call for details.
KMXB HD3 Henderson, K268CS Las Vegas. Always live on the free Odyssey app. 1015 FM KDAWN.
The president says peace talks between the U.S. and Iran are resuming. I'm Ann Carrick, Fox News. He's also once again threatening Iran's power plants and bridges. Fox's Trey Yingst is in Tel Aviv.
I spoke with President Trump today, who told me if Iran does not sign this deal, the whole country is going to get blown up. The president went on to say we are preparing to hit them harder than any country has ever been hit before, because you cannot let them have a nuclear weapon. Now, the ceasefire between the United States and Iran is set to end in under 72 hours. The president tells me both Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff are headed to the region. They will meet with the Iranians in Islamabad, Pakistan on Tuesday. This comes amid a focus on the Strait of Hormuz, where two vessels attempting to pass through the strait over the weekend reported gunfire toward their ships. The Iranians say the strait is closed once again and in their control.
Iran says it won't reopen the Strait of Hormuz until the U.S. ends its blockade of Iranian ports. At least 11 researchers involved in either aerospace, nuclear, or defense have either died or disappeared in the past 4 years. Officials now are calling for some answers. Fox's Alex Hogan is at the White House.
While law enforcement have not drawn a clear link or any specific connection between these cases, there are some very strange similarities that are sparking questions online. One woman, an administrative assistant at Los Alamos National Laboratory, forgot her work badge, so she decided to work from home that day. She took her daughter to lunch, and then she disappeared. One man, after leaving his home without bringing his phone or wallet or keys, another man did the same thing. He left his home bringing only a handgun and a pair of boots with him. He left behind his phone. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said that the White House is going to be working with other agencies as well as the FBI to see if there is any possible connection between these cases.
House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer says he sent letters to the War Department, Energy Department, FBI, and NASA looking for any answers. America's listening to Fox News.
Get those W-2s ready. Tax season has arrived. It's the Fox Business Tax Tips. Fox News Radio's Ginny Casola and Hillary Barsky are joined by the hosts of the Fox Business Network to provide you with the latest tips, tricks, and updates on filing your taxes. From deadlines to tax law changes to the latest deductions, we'll cover it all to make sure you keep that hard-earned money where it belongs, in your pocket. Listen and follow the Fox Business Tax Tips at foxnewspodcasts.com. Every weekday, it's your go-to source for staying informed and entertained. The Fox News Primetime Highlights Podcast, offering a curated selection of the most impactful moments of the Ingram Angle, Jesse Waters Primetime, Hannity, and Gutfeld. Listen and follow now so you never miss a moment of the action-packed highlights from these must-watch Fox News Channel shows. Go to foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you listen to podcasts. America's listening to Fox News.
Your back-to-back Los Angeles Dodgers baseball is coming up this morning at 11.
You're kidding.
And the talk you love is always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartMedia, or TuneIn apps. Just search for KDAWN in Las Vegas.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Las Vegas. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Going bell to bell with the best in professional wrestling news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises from inside the squared circle. Now, let's get to all the exciting pro wrestling action and bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
Oh, yeah. WrestleMania here in Las Vegas.
Night 2 tonight.
We're going to talk about that at some point. So we're still trying to get through night 1. Oh, unbelievable stuff. Eric Hay, Phil Stamper, along for the ride as we get into hour number 2. We are, of course, are here on 101.5 FM KDAWN, the talk of Las Vegas, also on the Odyssey app. So those of you that are in town and maybe like, oh, wow, this show's pretty cool. Well, you can listen on the Odyssey app. Just download that right now. You can check out all of our shows on 101.5 FM, plus through the Odyssey network of 220 stations. Certainly would appreciate that. And we're also live streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and our chat box is all fired up in there today. We promise we're going to get to those comments. I got to get this one, though, because we were just talking about how bad Cody got beat up in our private chat and said, Stevie Richards' take was Randy's punt was too stiff, brother. No, really?
Brother.
Oh, my God. There's somebody put a picture up of him and his movie character Guile in Mortal Kombat, and it's beat up, and it's very similar.
Street Fighter.
Or Street Fighter, sorry. My apologies.
Bad gamer.
Yeah, I don't game. But one guy who I'm sure just has all the time in the world to game, between his family and Sports Illustrated and everything else. On the line with us right now is my good pal, Ricky Chino. Rick, what's up? Oh, there we go. Now we got you. Go ahead, Rick. How you doing?
Take 2. Good morning, Mark. How's it going?
Good. General impressions of last night. we all know social media can get a little harsh out there, and there's a lot of people who were complaining about the advertisements and the shortness of the matches and the ending of the main event. Justified, yes or no?
It's really hard for me to say that because I haven't watched it back yet. There seemingly has been a massive disconnect between those people who watched on television and those who paid to be there in the stadium. Generally, I thought last night was a very enjoyable show. I had a good time watching the matches. Did I think they were a little short? Some of them, yeah. I think Stephanie Vaquer and Liv Morgan probably needed another 3 to 5 minutes. I would have liked to have seen the women's tag team title match get another 5 minutes. I would have liked to have seen Becky and AJ get another couple of minutes. And look, the women's matches, and this is something that I even spoke with AJ Lee about ahead of WrestleMania for Sports Illustrated. They are always going to get scrutinized. The amount of time that the women get, that's just the world that we live in, because there are people out there who are afraid we're going to go back to 2015 where they're getting 2-minute matches. And, that's not where we're at right now. The one thing you have to remember, and I'm not saying it's good or bad, in the Triple H era, screen time and match time are the same. For Triple H, the entrances are part of the show. So if you look at the entrances with Liv Morgan giving us pretty much her entire music video routine prior to the match, Triple H counts that as part of the time allotted for Stephanie Vaquer and Liv Morgan. Same thing with the Wonder Years playing Becky down to the ring, or AJ skipping with the little girls. These were all great moments that happened outside of the bell-to-bell action. That counts as part of their time. Again, I'm not saying it's good, bad, or indifferent, but if you add all of that together with the actual matches themselves, the timing of the screen time and everything does come out much better. Advertising, look, we're in the business, right? We know what it is. Mm-hmm. We know when there's a big event like opening day in Cincinnati, for example, because I'm on 700 WLW in the Queen City. We have a heavy maxed out spot load because everybody wants to be involved with opening day. It's the same thing for the Super Bowl. It's the same thing for WrestleMania. There's going to be a lot of advertisements because there's going to be a lot of eyes on this and people are going to buy that. So if you count entrances and ad time and then that doubles the amount of match time, I can understand maybe why people at home were a little bit upset. It's easier for me to ignore that kind of stuff when I'm there in person because, I'm in the press box, I'm working, I enjoy the little bit of extra time so I can get, the stuff done that I need to get done before the next match starts. So it's an entirely different viewing experience. As well as I do, being there in person, feeling the energy of the crowd and just being there live, it always adds to the experience. So me being there in person at Allegiant Stadium last night, I walked away thinking that was a very enjoyable show. A little confused by the ending, but a very enjoyable show. And then, I'm walking to In-N-Out last night and I'm just seeing social media torch it. And I'm like, that was far from the worst WrestleMania I've ever seen. And I have seen a lot of people saying that. So I'm interested to watch it back here later this morning.
Yeah, I am too. And I think a lot of what that is coming from was the interesting ending to last night's main event. And I know a lot of us were up in the press box just kind of shaking our heads like, what just happened there? I even got a chance to talk to Brian Alvarez real quick late last night. He texted me after, by the way, he got into it with Sean Ross Sapp. You got to check out that video. That was pretty funny. But Brian was just like, what happened? How did you feel about the ending to the main event last night?
Yeah, again, I walked away entertained by it. It was confusing as this whole entire Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton build has been, and the more that I have thought about it, it really felt like last night they tried to do the best that they could to retcon before Pat McAfee got involved. And we don't need to dive into all of that, but you saw them take out Pat McAfee early. They got him out of the way early before the bell even rang. They had Jelly Roll in there. He did his one little thing, and then he was gone early. And then it was just, hey, we're back to Cody and Randy, these guys who have 20 years of history with each other, and going back to what Stephanie McMahon told Cody Rhodes on the Monday Night Raw before Pat McAfee showed up saying, hey, look, you got to go find that deep, dark, sadistic place that's going to allow you to beat Randy Orton. And that's what we saw throughout a majority of the match. This was Cody working heel throughout the entire match and getting heat. And it made me, like, I'm sitting here wondering in real time, I'm like, are they actually going to try to turn Cody heel here? Is that what this is about? And then the Stephanie McMahon promo popped into my head. I'm like, okay, this is making a little bit more sense. You also had those reports that Randy was a little banged up heading into this one, so maybe his back was bothering him, and that's another reason why they decided to book this. But I thought the second half of the match really picked up. They did bring Pat McAfee back down at the end as the referee, which I thought was a little weird. And again, part of what I do is I'm a story analyst, right? I'm not the most, the bell-to-bell expert, but I studied creative writing and journalism. I know how to craft a story, right? So I see Pat McAfee run down, and Orton supposedly has Cody beat. Why the hell wouldn't Pat McAfee fast count in that situation if he's the ref? And I think the fact that he didn't, he took his sweet-ass time, and then Cody kicks out, and all of a sudden Randy's like, the hell, bro, I thought you were here to help me. And then he just goes psycho berserk. Randy Orton, he's very stone cold-esque, where he's like, screw this, I'll do it myself, I'll RKO anybody, I don't care. And that's what he did to Pat McAfee in that instance. And then Cody, who was taught by Randy, you have to strike when the opportunity arises, did exactly that. He hits the crossroads. He beats Randy Orton, which was not a result that I was expecting. And then we got the post-match. And I didn't have a problem with the post-match. I saw people online complaining that it made no sense to end WrestleMania with the loser of the match standing tall. And I'm going, guys, that wasn't the end of WrestleMania.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the intermission. We got a whole night 2 to go, and Cody and Randy's going to continue. And I think that is a very good thing that Cody and Randy is going to continue, because had it ended last night on that, with the Pat McAfee thing screwing it all up, I think people would have been a little bit more perturbed by that. I think now this creates an avenue for them to continue to tell the story that they wanted to tell before TKO inserted Pat McAfee into things.
And we're on with Ricky Chino here on the Mark Hoke Show, having a great time. Phil, do you have a question for Rick?
So, the biggest thing that we keep hearing is the energy that was live in person. For those of us who were not able to make it to Vegas, how would you describe the feel of actually being there at Mania? Just the general energy, the sense of from the fans, the crowd in the moment. How did you take it?
Yeah, it wasn't the best live crowd. It certainly wasn't the best live WrestleMania crowd that I have ever been a part of, but based off of what I was reading on social media at the time, it was definitely more like dulled on TV. And that always tends to be the case, where I have been at shows where it is extraordinarily loud and the crowd is into it. And then people are saying, man, this crowd sucks, they're dead on social media, and it just comes off poorly on television. Again, I haven't rewatched it back. I'm looking forward to doing that later this morning, so I can kind of judge and gauge, how well the crowd came across on television. But I mean, they were into it. They were certainly into other matches more than the rest. Seth and Gunther got great reaction. People were obviously really into Cody and Randy at the end, but it was an energetic crowd, but it wasn't like the best crowd I've ever been a part of.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens today. Rick, do you think WWE can make any adjustments if they wanted to tonight to maybe quell some of those complaints?
I think one of the big things that they could do tonight that would really kind of, I don't want to say act like a make good, because again, you got to go back to screen time versus match time. If they wanted to appease some people, a certain corner of the internet, they could have Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill go north of 12, 15 minutes. The problem with that is you're asking Jade Cargill to go 12 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know if she has that. I don't know if she has that. And I said this heading into this weekend. There may be no superstar in the entire roster who has more pressure on them to perform this weekend than Jade Cargill. This is a make or break match for her tonight because she hasn't had any title defenses. She's had one title defense against Jordan Grace since she won the belt all the way back on November 1st. And that's not necessarily her fault. You know, she had Tiffany and Jordan and Michin and BFAT. They all got hurt. Like, all of her competition got hurt, and she really didn't have anybody she could defend the title against for several weeks there at one point. So, you know, she kind of had to sit and chill. So she hasn't had the opportunity to defend the belt against anybody. So her title reign, her inaugural title reign, is going to rest solely, even if she loses tonight, on this one defense. So this is going to be interesting because Rhea is going to be playing a bit of a different role than she normally does. Rhea is typically more like the base, you know, partner in the matches, and I think that's going to be Jade's role. So maybe Rhea is able to show off a little bit more of her athleticism and really kind of shine and make Jade look good in that way. So we'll see. Jade has always looked like $1 million, and, you know, in ring, when she believes in herself, she's fine. She's good. She's borderline great when she is confident in what she's doing. But you can tell there are times where she is wrestling and she is not confident in what she's doing. She forgets her spots. You know, she just doesn't look like she's in it. As Stone Cold used to say, if you're thinking, you're stinking. I would love to see Jade come out there, just be confident, trust herself, trust her abilities, relax, and have a great match with Rhea Ripley tonight. We'll see how much time they get. I would expect it's going to be somewhere in the ballpark of 6 to 8 minutes, which is going to piss off the crowd.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens tonight. Rick, I know you got to get going. I do appreciate the time. Tell everybody where they can find you real quick.
Yeah, One Stop Shop is on my X account at Rick Uccino. That's where you're going to find all my work for the Takedown on Sports Illustrated. You can follow along on the Takedown on Sports Illustrated as well. We also have the Takedown on SI YouTube channel where you'll find all of our exclusive interviews, talk shows, and whatnot. And yeah, that's it. At Rick Uccino, RICKUCCHINO. Mark, I appreciate the time as always.
Yeah, thank you for coming on this morning. I know you got a very busy day ahead of you. So, well, we'll see you probably in a few hours.
We'll see you in a few.
All right. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yep.
There you go. Rick Uccino from Sports Illustrated. I got him on for a little bit. Normally when Rick comes on, we need an hour because Rick knows how to answer a question, as you can all tell.
He does very well.
He's an awesome guy. Let's take a break. We come back. We got to talk about night 2, and we also need to discuss the new AEW World Champion as Darby Allin on Wednesday night sends MJF packing. Right call, wrong call. I just enjoyed it. That was me, but we'll discuss it when we return here on the Mark Hoke Show. Follow us on X at Mark Hoke Show, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, the Mark Hoke Show. Phil, Eric, and I will be right back.
Here's a tale of Tina searching up and down for decent GLP-1s, but got spun around.
Tell Good RX Road and hey, we got something new. GLP-1 prescriptions, all FDA approved.
Brand name meds, no flags that are red.
Clear pricing from the start. None of those hidden fees in your cart.
Delivered to your door or pick up same day. Darn tootin'.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
I put it to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
It's tax season, and by now, I know you're a bit tired of the numbers, but here's an important one you need to hear. $16 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud. Not all grim news. LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second for your personal information and alerts you to threats that you could easily miss on your own. If your identity is stolen, LifeLock's U.S.-based restoration specialist is going to fix it. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code BECK, 1-800-LifeLock or lifelock.com. Terms to apply.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code GOAL to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code GOAL to borrow up to $10,000. Use code GOAL to borrow up to $10,000.
If you've got spring fever, Lowe's has the cure. During SpringFest, make your landscape stand out with 3 free bags of Miracle-Gro 3/4 cubic foot garden soil when you buy 3. Plus, get up to 40% off select major appliances to keep clothes, food, and dishes fresh all season long. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for details. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. 4, 6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
1015 FM KDAWN.
This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
We're all sober. Isn't that exciting?
No, I didn't say sober in our private chat.
Yeah, right.
Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 1015 FM, the talk of Las Vegas, bringing you the best in pro wrestling. God, we could go for hours. I actually have time. I should almost extend the live stream. I feel like we could put some more time in on this. You guys are laughing. I'm serious. But by the way, funny thing is going to happen today. I took one of our production guys here and promotion guys, Angelo, with me to Media Day, the 2 Media Days. Okay. He's going along with me tonight to WrestleMania. He's never been to a pro wrestling show.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to make him come on the show next week to give his perspective of what this was like. That's going to be a hoot. We have other perspectives out there too, like in our chat box. And I promise we get to this, so I want to make sure we hit a few comments before we start talking about today at WrestleMania. Our friend TubeMan316 says, do you see Cody versus Ari at WrestleMania or 43? While possibly we see WWE and AEW possibly going head-to-head on that weekend, just like AEW and TNA with Forbidden Door and Slammiversary, which, by the way, I think was just a booking accident. No, we're not going to see Cody and Ari Emanuel, but will we see maybe a little TKO WWE action? I don't know. We'll find out.
May see a board member tonight.
Maybe. I think we are. Bianca's having a baby, don't forget, also from Tube Man. That was bizarre. And why was Montez not out there with him? I was giving my love to Montez last night.
Yes, he was.
Congratulations, Montez. Good work. I got to find something from this James T guy that's
he had quite a few.
He had quite a few. Gunther is a jerk. Okay, I'm kind of down with that. I hate Logan Paul. He's a narf. Okay. This guy was on a roll. Sami Zayn is stupid. What else do we have? I'm not gonna do that one. And a shot at Dominic Mysterio was in there too. Let me find it here real quick. Tuberman, I don't like Dominic Mysterio. He's a moron. Dominic is pretty cool. Saw him take a ton of questions at Media Day too. And let's see. Two Man said Dirty Dom has to deal with the Demon Finn Balor. I wish they wouldn't have advertised that ahead of time. It should have been a surprise. That's just me. Javon Campbell in the chat box. Best match for me was Fatu versus Drew. Okay. I can't debate that one too much.
I had one issue with that match.
What was that?
It being an unsanctioned match and can go anywhere. It just stayed by ringside. I think they could have gone out and about and done more.
They should have been fighting up in the press box, Phil. I think
agree.
Yeah, we could have had them up in the press box. So just wanted to make sure, guys, we are watching you out there. So if you have comments, fire away in the chat box. All right. So tonight, here's your 6 matches, at least at the moment, that we've got. Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar will be kicking it off. We've got the 6-pack ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. Penta, who I also interviewed. You can check that out on YouTube and our other socials. Ladder match against Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Rusev, and Rey Mysterio. So that should be a lot of fun. The aforementioned match with Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley for the Women's Championship. Sami Zayn will be losing the U.S. title tonight against Trick Williams.
Double turn.
Double turn?
Officially.
I don't know. I think they're still going to keep Trick a heel. The Demon Finn Balor against Dominic Mysterio, and CM Punk will defend the World Heavyweight Championship against Roman Reigns. My first concern when we were talking about shortness of matches is those first 2 matches are on ESPN, and I think that may have been part of the issue at the start of the show, that they had to cut the time down because they're only on, I assume they're only on a limited amount of time on ESPN. So that could cut the ladder match short, guys. That would suck, wouldn't you say?
It would, especially with those participating in the match. I mean, you have 5 potential high flyers and then the powerhouse in Rusev.
I hope Rusev kills everybody for a while, at least.
I think Javon Evans steals the show in that match. I'm not saying he wins it, I just think he steals the show.
Wow, what do you think of that, Phil?
That'd be nice to see. My brain was going to be really snarky and was like, don't worry, you'll still get the 30 minutes of commercials in between matches.
Wow. That's terrible.
Well, then
I'm in a snarky mood.
Plus, you also have to add in, you're going to have Cena come out as the host and have a few minutes where he talks, and if anyone else comes out during that segment too, prior to Oba and Brock.
Maybe tonight's when you get Montez coming out. And
right?
maybe with a fake baby bump. Okay, who's going over, Obafemi or Brock Lesnar tonight, Phil? Who's the winner?
I want Oba, but it's going to be Brock.
Eric?
I say Oba.
I got a feeling Brock's winning this too. Of course, there were comments made. Brock doesn't want to lose until his last match. So I don't know. I hope they get enough time to really beat the hell out of each other. They don't need that much, but I want enough. I don't want this to be like the Goldberg Lesnar match or anything like that.
One thing
I need this. I need some beatings.
One thing I am looking forward to though is that crowd reaction when Oba comes out.
Oh, they were doing the Oba strut thing last night.
Oh,
in the stadium. So.
At WWE World, when people were doing his entrance, I was there on Friday, and the people just hanging out were just chanting Oba. I mean, he is so over, and that crowd's going to be phenomenal for that.
Yeah, that should be a lot of fun. Phil, we had Rick Cucina talking about Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley and how important this is for Jade, and I agree with him 100%. Mm-hmm. This is show up or show out for Jade Cargill tonight.
It needs to be. It has to be. Now, I mean, one secret that many people don't know is that the WWE has a ring that they hide away in typically the towns are doing Mania at, so that way, like, there's some ring time that you can get in before the big event. And so I hope there was some advantage taken of that.
Yeah, and FSW, by the way, is really good about letting people come down and work out over there too.
So
just throw that up.
You're right. I mean, Jade needs to show up and show out.
Yeah, this is a huge match for her, and hopefully she's got the right dance partner with Rhea Ripley. Sami Zayn, Trick Williams for the U.S. title. I don't think any of us have any question that Trick is winning this match tonight. Here's my question, and I asked Carmelo Hayes about this. Will Carmelo Hayes get involved in this match? I sure hope he does. I hope he does. But
Yeah.
what do you think, guys? Is Carmelo going to show up?
It's very possible. And then I'm curious to see how how he interacts with both Trick and Sammy. He's obviously got the history with Trick from NXT days, and this can really cement Sammy turning heel if he does something to Carmelo.
God, I just hope
fans love Carmelo.
I just hope we don't get the Sammy that was doing all the conspiracy theory stuff a while back. Remember that in the pandemic era? Oh,
Yeah.
I think we might get a jerk version of Sammy this time.
yeah. But do you want a jerk version of Sammy? That's the question. Phil, if this goes as I expect, Sammy is going to be in a weird spot after this match. No underdog, and an annoying Sami Zayn. When even before they were thinking about making a heel turn here, people were starting to get annoyed with him anyway. Pretty tough spot for him.
What about a manic Sammy, like a more serious kind of wrestler, but knows what he needs to do to get work done, but knows that that's the dark side.
You're a little crazy.
Yeah, like a little bit more unhinged towards evil Sami Zayn. Maybe I'm trying to, like, in my brain, can I see it? And I can't quite get there, but I'm like, that would be a different kind of side of Sammy we've not seen yet.
You know what side of Sammy I'd love to see?
Oh,
the blank one.
Now there,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
El Generico, bring him back.
Now there is
He
one.
could go down to AAA. He can hang out with El Grande Americano, whichever one he wants.
Right.
Well, then
because they'll never accept a white guy in a mask.
They did.
Now there was something said by Stephanie during her Hall of Fame speech, when she did her heel character at the end of her speech. She talked about B+ players, and she called out one person, Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's on purpose or not.
Everything's done on purpose.
Exactly.
So we'll see how that turns out. We got the Demon Finn Balor against Dominic Mysterio. This is an interesting spot for both of them too, because a loss kind of, maybe Dominic is still on the curse thing or whatever. A loss for Finn, I think, would be horrible. So Phil, who's going over on this one? Yeah, I know.
You go first.
Wow.
Thanks. I think Finn Balor's going over because the loss would hurt, like you said, Mark. The loss hurts Finn much more than it hurts Dom. The fans are going to react to Dom no matter what.
Yeah.
Finn losing this match could hurt him, especially in the Demon character.
Yeah, because the Demon has already taken a big loss.
Yes.
Even a fluky one, which I hated, but with Roman Reigns a while back. But yeah, I would agree with that. Dominic can handle going down tonight. So we'll see how that one goes. And then the main event. And guys, after last night, whether you agree or disagree with a lot of the criticisms of night one, CM Punk versus Roman Reigns and whatever comes afterward, Phil, this had better be big. This had better be big. They need to swing for the fences, whatever, and whether it's right or wrong, they need to just lay it all out there here at the end of this night tonight.
I hope they do. I really, really hope they do. I just want to see so much. Like this is WrestleMania. And I get even some of the narrative of what they're doing on commentary as I think back about it. Because even the things they said about Gunter, they referenced a lot about him losing previously at previous WrestleManias. And I'm like, well, that's weird that you would hit that up as you're trying to build this almost undefeated streak right now. Oh, but wait a minute. So many wrestling fans only watch WrestleMania to WrestleMania. They're not watching the whole year in between. So, okay, that's part of the storytelling. So if that's part of it, and if last night was really the intermission before night 2, then tonight has to be a bigger banger. The main event has to be that much more spectacular. I don't think it'd be that hard to beat last night's main event, but it has to be there. It just has to be. So you linchpin it, and it just knocks it out of the park, and people talk about that as the main event of WrestleMania.
Yeah, I'm still going to stick by my prediction. The Rock will be there. I don't know how I had it set up. I don't know if it'll work anymore. Randy losing, I guess it could, but we also don't know if Randy's legitimately hurt.
Yeah,
maybe not. And if Cody was coming back to show up tonight, he's not looking real good right now, as he took that kick to the face and he just looked terrible. I hope they got the bus ride in, and they were even going to do that Saturday or Sunday, the $10,000 bus ride. Hopefully they did that yesterday.
Right.
Thank God. But who's going over? Is this the night of Roman Reigns, Phil? You got to answer it this time.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. No passes.
There's a huge part of me that says yes. If The Rock is involved, it's so you can set up next year's WrestleMania of Rock versus Roman.
Eric?
I agree. And like I said, if The Rock is involved, which we all think he will be, it's definitely to set up the following year, which we know how good he is at doing that. Done it in the past. Now my thing is that video that Roman did in the car looked like Randy Orton was in the front seat. But who was driving?
Well, maybe it's still McAfee. Maybe we'll put McAfee in a mask. I don't
There you
know.
go.
Or could be the Rock was driving.
Could be. Well, The Rock doesn't drive anywhere. That guy doesn't. I bet Dwayne does drive his car enough.
Or The Rock was in the back seat next to Roman filming the video.
Possibility, but we'll see if The Rock's going to show up tonight. But I would agree. I think CM Punk goes down tonight, and
we know you're hoping for that.
It might explain that whole weird promo that he and Cody did at the end of SmackDown, where I swear to God, I was just like ready to get a hotel room key for him and say, "Have a great time." That was
I'm the best Phil in wrestling.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely number one Phil in wrestling. We all agree on that.
Thank you.
So this is going to be a huge night, and especially, like I said, after all this negative press. And I was reading, like, the New York Post had an article about it. Newsweek had an article about it. I mean, they got destroyed for last night.
Yeah.
Whether it was 100% deserved or not, that, and like I said, Phil, you having the advantage of watching on TV as opposed to us being there live, it gives a little bit of different perspective. You wanted to say something?
Well, one thing we haven't talked about, we talked about it last week, but when they announced the attendance figure, and it was like, wow, look at the amount of people. It's 11,000 short of what was there last year.
Yeah, they did announce it a little over 50,000. And and Eric and I were listening to a coach on Bust Open Radio last night, who some people were questioning that number. I will say, I think that was a legit number.
Yes.
You only had the area where the stage was set up, tarped off. Everything else was open, pretty much filled in there. So I will say that I think the 50,000 plus attendance number was on. So I'm going to give him that. See a couple other comments in chat box before we go to break. We want to welcome in, looks like Melonhead 3649. Welcome to the show. Very happy to have the Melonhead, I think. I need the Jade Cargo match to last 10 minutes, as that's how long my microwave meal will take to cook, and I don't want to miss anything interesting. I'm digging Melonhead already. He had another comment here too. The highlights of the show last night for me were the singer in the band missed his cue. Yeah, that wasn't good. And the little kid panicking and running off during AJ Lee's entrance. That was cute.
I did see some reasons as to why they went not to a live mic with the band, because it might go against some political narratives, based on some other recent performances. So I understand why you don't want that necessarily at WrestleMania. I took away, during the women's tag match when the camera guy fell over.
Oh, that was
funny. We were like, what in the world happened? First,
I'm wondering if he just either tripped on the mat, tripped on a wire.
I saw a report he passed out.
Oh, geez.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to make fun of somebody if they like that.
Okay, yeah, never mind. It's not funny.
Yeah. Terrible people.
We didn't know. We didn't know.
Well, do your research. Do what
All
I
I'm
do.
seeing is that he fell. I looked it back up to make sure I had the right match, and I'm like, I'm not seeing anything other than it happened.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if there's going to be a lot of surprises tonight. I get underwhelmed whenever Triple H says there are surprises.
I feel like we're going to get a Danhausen something tonight since we didn't get anything last night.
Is that a surprise, though?
No.
Well, no, but at least it'll be entertaining as hell.
No, like a surprise would be like Kurt Angle coming in and suplexing Roman Reigns or something like that. See, that's a surprise. That's a surprise to me.
Pat McAfee pulled up to the 50 Cent concert with the neck brace and referee shirt after WrestleMania.
Did he?
That's awesome.
Oh man, you can rip Pat all you want, but he really does care about the business, I think, and has a good feel for things, and sacrificed 2 weeks of time on his show to deal with all this. So,
But who would be a surprise for CM Punk?
For CM Punk?
Yeah, who would be a surprise that would come out?
Oh, I can't say the name.
AJ comes out to help him.
I was gonna say a name, but I'm like, I don't think that person would be out there.
No, and I can't say Bryan Danielson either.
Well, no, I was gonna say Colton.
There's got to be somebody from. Maybe Seth Rollins hops in there. That'd be fun
to help Punk.
No, to kill him. That would be weird. Helping Roman Reigns, but they don't like each other. Drew's still around too. Yeah, and by the way, I wanted to mention that real quick. Apparently, Drew has been flying back and forth to Europe to film Highlander. So he's said he's not missing any time, which is fascinating to me. But
he's such a good team player.
I thought he's already done filming.
Yeah, I don't know if he wrapped or not, but he said he wasn't like going and just taking some time off after WrestleMania. He's been going back to the UK and getting it done. So
looking forward to him yelling at Nick Aldis on Friday.
I still want Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce. That's one of my dream WrestleMania matches. All right, when we come back, we got to talk about it. The new AEW World Champion, Darby Allin. Fascinating timing, fascinating match. Right call, wrong call. We'll get to it in just a little bit here on the Mark Hoke Show. KDAWN 101.5 FM, talking Las Vegas. Phil Stamper, Eric Hay, and little old me. We'll be right back.
Time for an oil change? Get it done right at Meineke. Our certified techs back their work with nationwide warranties so you can drive with confidence. Right now, a synthetic blend oil change is only $34.95 at all locally owned and operated centers. Plus, every visit includes a free digital e-inspection with photos and videos so you understand every recommendation. Book now at Meineke.com. Trust your key with Meineke, doing car care right.
I used to work for the insurance companies. I saw their delays, excuses, and lowball offers. Every time someone got hurt, I realized this system wasn't built for you. It never will be. So now I fight for the injured, for the people the system tries to ignore, for those the insurance companies hope will take whatever they're offered. At Sam & Ash, we make sure you get what you actually deserve. Call Sam & Ash Injury Law at 702-820-1234. Injury lawyers who win.
I've protected accident victims while flashy lawyers stack easy money and bullshit awards. I started a law firm that sets a new standard. At Sam & Ash Injury Law, we go to war against insurance companies to get you what's right. We protect you from greedy corporations and their careless clients. We force them to pay for what they've done. If you've been injured, visit samandashlaw.com. We fight, you win.
As graduation season approaches, many young people are looking ahead, but for too many in our community, the future feels uncertain. Some are spending nights without a safe place to sleep or enough food. Shannon West Homeless Youth Center provides shelter, meals, education, and employment support for youth ages 18 to 24. You can help a young person feel hope again. Make a gift today at helpsonv.org. That's helpsonv.org. This message is sponsored by Help of Southern Nevada, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
1015 FM KDAWN.
You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
Come on, Phil, acknowledge this. Are we for
No. Oh, I thought the way it came up on Eric's screen made it look like he was holding up the number 2. So I was like 1, 2, 3.
Wow, are you dumb?
Okay.
Unbelievable.
I'm gonna blame the glasses. It looked like he was holding up a number 2.
Yeah, the way my hand was positioned, I do get that.
By the way, when I was at Bloodsport, they were showing some highlights from stuff from Joey Janela's past shows, and they were showing somebody that had taken a lot of skewers to the head, and I just immediately thought of Phil Stamper. Immediately.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're always on my mind, brother. You're always on my mind.
You live rent free in his head.
That picture does. It's all good. Eric Hay.
Which you can buy on Teespring.
Nice.
Nice.
All lowercase bit.ly/trustandphil.
Wow.
Cheap plug.
Phil Stamper, the president of wrestling.
I have yet to begin to plug today.
Oh. But you want to just take the last 10 minutes or so and do it?
No, we're good.
No, we're not going to do that. And I'm Mark Hoke. Thanks for joining us here on WrestleMania weekend here in Las Vegas. Having a blast, getting ready to go to WrestleMania night 2 tonight. And we would love to see you out there. And if you happen to bump into me, I'm going to be going into where the press entrance goes. So yeah, come on over. You can meet some of your favorite media personalities over there.
Bring signs that say the Mark Hoke Show.
Oh, that'd be cool. Could you imagine that? Eric!
I should have thought about that. Dang it.
Well, do you have time? You can't stop and get some poster board and a marker?
I got to go to my brother-in-law's by 11.
Well, 10 o'clock, the show's over. That's time.
I got to go home and pick up my wife and go.
No, you need to do that. Have your wife make the sign. I'm sure your handwriting sucks. Anyway,
mine does. Hers is much better.
There you go. Well, this interesting tactic by Tony Khan, a big call as on AEW Dynamite. Darby Allin comes out. He's challenging MJF. Cuts a absolutely emotional promo. So you kind of knew, if you didn't know anyway, that he was going to win. MJF goes out, hits him low. Darby returns the favor. The match gets rolling. Darby does 4 coffin drops and then does the headlock takeover, which MJF has finished off 2 matches with him. Mm-hmm. And we have a new AEW World Champion, Darby Allin, taking out a red-hot MJF just a couple of days before WrestleMania. Some people are saying this was not the right call. Some people just didn't like Darby, but some are like, the timing of this is terrible. Why are you doing this right before WrestleMania? It's going to get buried. Eric, I'll ask the first question. Is Darby winning the championship right now the correct decision, with MJF being so popular and the ratings going up on a rather nice uphill climb for AEW?
I definitely think it's an interesting call, especially since MJF just beat Kenny Omega 3 days before that. I have no problem with Darby being a champion. It's just, we all know where the direction's going once they get the All In.
Do we? Is it for sure MJF and Ospreay? I don't know.
I'm not saying it's necessarily MJF and Ospreay, but Ospreay's winning the title at All In.
So you take MJF out of the main event?
I'm not saying you do, but
okay.
But the thing I don't like is now it's the second time this year alone, in a little over 2 month span, that MJF gets squashed on Dynamite.
That I'll agree with.
I don't like that at all. He's your number 1 star, and getting having squashed when they were here in Vegas and having them squashed just to have the moment right before Mania to get eyes on your show.
Phil, your thoughts on this whole thing with Darby Allin winning the title?
And I will say, because I actually didn't see it. It was funny because I think I can't remember if it was you, Mark, or if it was somebody else who had just wrote the word Darby, like exclamation point, all caps. I'm like,
yeah, he sent a text to the group chat. Holy,
oh, that's right, that's what it was.
Darby, yeah.
And I was like, what's going on? Like, totally missed it. And so I don't know how they sold it. Like that's part of it is like I don't know if they focused on like MJF has been really beat up. You just went through this tremendously grueling match.
They did a little bit of that.
Okay, so like,
but it was more the hometown thing. Darby's been, waiting for forever to get this chance, and so on and so forth.
So I could see some of that narrative, like, oh, you never know how things are in pro wrestling. Things are so uncontrollable. Like maybe it would grab some attention right before Mania. Since this is going to sound weird, but the AEW pay-per-view was last weekend.
Yeah,
like that's so far away from where we are today. So much has happened. And so, okay, Wednesday's a little closer. So maybe we'll give some more talk, like right as you lead into Mania, like that's the big wrestling news that permeates, more than MJF retaining a week ago. So I don't know. I could see the play either way. But you're right. As you go in, like, does it now become a 3-way for the championship? Does it become something else for the championship? I don't know if it's Will Ospreay's time yet either. Does he need another like good couple of months just to like get back up to full speed, or is he?
Yeah, and he just took a loss to Mox
right
on the pay-per-view too. So I thought that was pretty interesting that we're talking about Will Ospreay being potentially the main event in All In August, but yeah, he just went down to Moxley.
Mm-hmm.
So what's going on? Look, I'm gonna say this: Tony Khan has done a very good job. Unlike Triple H, who said he didn't have a backup, which I couldn't believe he said that, by the way. He doesn't have a backup, Cody Rhodes. Tony Khan has a lot of people that if they went out and won the world championship today, that you would be able to believe it. A lot of people. So Darby was one of them. I was really happy for Darby. He's a great guy. We do have an interview with him from about, I think it was about 3 years ago. And, just was so impressed with him. This is going to be a really entertaining next month as we head into Double or Nothing, which, by the way, is selling tickets very well. I think they're up around 11 or 12,000 right now. So people are interested. Plus, MJF kind of in his home turf there. If he's the one that re-challenge, if he gets his rematch for the world championship. But the only problem that I have with this is the timing. And I think it's a little bit rough with it right before WrestleMania to do this because, our job is to talk about it, but man, you're buried under a ton of WrestleMania news and Lord knows what's going to happen tonight. So that attention, while it was pretty powerful, also I would say pretty fleeting, Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have another. You said it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. So we'll find out, guys, as Darby Allin gets a run with the AEW World Championship. We've got about a minute. Eric, give me some thoughts about tonight. What are you expecting? About maybe 30 seconds.
I think it's going to be a much more exciting night than last night was by the crowd's perspective. Oba will be phenomenal and with his entrance, and hopefully they get a decent amount of time. And then the main event. Who knows what's going to happen?
Phil, your thoughts on what's going to be taking place tonight on night 2 of WrestleMania?
I want to say it has to have more energy. It has to be bigger. It has to be even more of a spectacle for us to talk about next week. So I'm looking forward to what they're going to do. I'm looking forward to watching it. And yeah, I'm hoping for all the best.
Yeah, me too. And, as much as heat as WWE takes sometimes from fans, and, we criticize everybody that makes mistakes on this show and or things that we don't like. But, we're really rooting for a very good night for WWE this evening. And, safety for all the performers. Cody, man, oh, God, get some ice on that thing. Yikes. and anybody else that took a rough night at WrestleMania yesterday. Hopefully no more crazy injuries tonight. That's going to do it for us. Thank you, everybody that joined us wherever you are. And by the way, seeing all the improvement on social media numbers, and if you do internet searches, which I'll send to Phil in a little bit, man, we're right up there with Busted Open Radio and everybody else, and that means the world to me and our team.
Yes.
So
thank
tune
you,
in,
everybody.
Woo! We will be. I'll probably do another quick live show with the camera facing the correct direction over at Allegiant Stadium today before things get rolling. Should be a great time
That
over
was
there.
funny last night. It was hilarious,
Yeah,
Phil.
it's all right. We got a little sideways, but we're learning. We're trying some new stuff.
Literally a little sideways.
We'll see you next week on the Mark Hoke Show. Follow us on X at Mark Hoke Show, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, The Mark Hoke Show. Have a great time at WrestleMania, everybody.
Thank you for watching, Mom and Henry.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show, like us on Facebook at The Mark Hoke Show, and visit markhokeshow.com to keep up with everything happening with the show. And remember to check out all of our archive shows on YouTube at The Mark Hoke Show and download our podcasts at markhokeshow.podbean.com and all your favorite podcast outlets. So join The Mark Hoke Show family today, and thanks for listening.